Welcome.
Right. So that is to say, I think in the kind of liberal account, right, transness is often assumed to be sort of individual inherent characteristic of identity, right? That transness is something any given person may or may not have, and that's how it is approached, right? In the liberal rights register, in the register of quality that people may or may not have. That's completely wrong, and it actually
explains. You know what's funny about this? The longer that I've spent time watching Socialism, the more new things I identify when I go back and I watch older presentations. What Kade Doyle Griffiths just said is, the idea of trans as an identity is a liberal concept based on identity politics. Now, this might come as new information to people who haven't watched Socialist before. Queer Marxists explicitly reject identity politics. Karlyn, how can that be? They're having a presentation called Transgender Marxism. How could they reject identity politics? Well, queer Marxists reject all social categories. The ultimate goal of queer Marxism is the complete abolition of identity categories. And so they will use identity in order to create a transitionary mechanism. So for example, the identity of non-binary. Non-binary is an identity that is designed to explicitly reject the gender binary of men and women. It's saying, I am not a part of the gender binary. I am not man. I am not woman. I have transcended the gender binary. I am non-binary. It means no binary, okay? Non-binary in and of itself is a category. However, there's a paper, Gender Nihilism, that makes the argument that eventually they want to abolish the category of non-binary as well. But for right now, it's like a transitionary mechanism. So they're using they're using identity politics to transition people away from the normative genders of man and woman and saying, here's an option. You can be non-binary or zim, zer, they, them, they, fair, whatever the fuck. But eventually they want to abolish that category as well because they explicitly reject all social categories. Remember, these are not liberals. These are socialists. Socialists hate liberals. I want you to listen to Kade Doyle Griffiths again. Basically say, liberals do this identity politics. Liberals see trans as an identity. We explicitly reject that. No. It's not moving the goalposts. This has always been their position. The problem is people on the right don't understand what they believe. These are not liberals. These are not Democrats. These are a completely different brand of far left ideology. And so their position has always been the same. But you don't know that because you're on the political right and you've never seen this before. Listen again.
Right. So that is to say, I think in the kind of liberal account, right, transness is often assumed to be a sort of individual inherent characteristic of identity, right? That transness is something any given person may or may not have, and that's how it is approached, right? In the liberal rights register, in the register of.
They even called the liberals the liberal right. They called liberals on the right, guys. That's how far left these people are.
Quality that people may or may not have. That's completely wrong, and it actually explains nothing.